Hello and welcome to the CellCraft tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll guide you through installing CellCraft in GPU mode on a Linux AMD64 environment. Let's start by checking the system requirements. Check your Linux distribution and version. Ubuntu 20.04 LTS or later is recommended. The current environment is an SSH remote connection to a Linux server, and the Linux version is Ubuntu 24.04. Check your Docker version. A minimum of 20.10.0 is required, with 24.0.0 or later recommended, and check your Docker Compose version. Version 2.0.0 or later is required, with v2.20.0 or later recommended. Use the NVIDIA SMI command to check your GPU status, and driver version GPU mode requires NVIDIA driver 5.3, 5.1, 7, 1.04 or later, and CUDA 12.1 or later. Verify that Git is installed. Installation instructions for essential tools like Git and Docker are detailed in the Install Prerequisites section of the README. Since we're working in a pre-configured environment, we'll skip that step in this video. Before using GPU mode, we need to verify that Docker can access the GPU. If this command executes successfully, Docker containers can access the GPU. Make sure the NVIDIA SMI output appears correctly. Now let's clone the CellCraft repository. The Recurse Submodules option ensures that the plugin submodule is cloned along with the main repository. We need to configure the plugin submodule for GPU mode. Check the current submodule status. If you see head detached at, this means the correct branch has not been set yet. In this case, you need to use the git switch command to switch to the appropriate branch for your installation mode. For GPU mode, we use the release/plugins-v 1.1 branch. This branch includes GPU accelerated plugins like FastTenet and Fastcode. Let's pre-download the Docker images. When the script runs, a menu will appear. Select option 5 to download the GPU mode images. The image download will proceed. This may take some time depending on your network speed. Once the download is complete, run the script again and select option 2 to verify that the GPU mode images were installed correctly. When all images show local yes, the download is complete. Now let's start CellCraft. Since we're using AMD64 GPU mode, we'll run the GPU mode script. This script detects the AMD64 and GPU environment and uses the appropriate Docker Compose file. Let's first check the installation status. This script verifies that all 5 required services, front-end, back-end, DB, RabbitMQ, and Celery are running properly. As you can see, script now shows errors indicating that the backend API check has failed and the plugin image download is not yet complete. This is expected at this stage. First, let's check the container status. All containers should show up status if everything is working correctly. Next, let's check the HTTP connectivity. The front end should be accessible immediately, but the backend will only respond properly after the plugin initialization is complete. You can monitor the download progress in real time through the backend logs. When you see 4 Docker images check in the logs, you can track the download progress of each plugin image. While the download is in progress, you can access the web interface at localhost:8080, but backend API features like sign-up, login, and workflow execution will not be available until the plugin initialization is complete. The backend service is currently downloading the plugin Docker images. On the first startup, this download typically takes about 10 to 15 minutes depending on your network speed. In GPU mode, a total of 8 plugins will be downloaded: Genie 3, GRN Boost 2, GRN Viz, Leap, Scribe, Tenet, plus the GPU Accelerated Fastcode and Fast Tenet. When you see the message Uvacorn running on HTTP 0.0.0.0:8000 in the logs, the plugin initialization is complete. Then let's wait until the download finishes. Once the download is complete, run the installation check script again. You should now see that the backend service and all plugin image downloads have completed successfully. Now access the front end at localhost 8080. And when you can successfully access the backend API documentation at localhost 8000/docs, the CellCraft installation is complete. This concludes the CellCraft GPU mode installation on Linux AMD64. In GPU mode, you can use 8 plugins: Genie 3, GRN Boost 2, GRN Viz, Leap, Scribe, and Tenet, plus the GPU Accelerated Fastcode and Fast Tenet. For detailed usage instructions, please refer to our other tutorial videos. Thank you for watching.